Hey everyone, today we are going to solve the Leetcode question word pattern. Okay, let me explain with this example. Pattern is ABBA and S is dog, cat, cat, dog. I think most people come up with solution with HashMap, right? So let's use HashMap for the solution. And A is linked to dog, right? So that's why we want to keep this combination with HashMap. So A is key and dog is value. And then move next, we found B. So B is linked to cat. But there is no B and cat in HashMap. So that's why add B and the value should be cat. So now B is linked to cat. And then move next. So next B is linked to cat and check HashMap and B is cat, right? So that's why this is valid. And then move next, we found A and A is linked to dog and check HashMap. So A is linked to dog, right? So that's why in this case, we can return true. But there are many cases where this algorithm doesn't work. So for example, so let's change second B to C. So we create A and dog, and B and cat, and B and cat, right? And when we reach C, so this C is linked to cat, and check HashMap. And we don't have this combination, so that's why add C and cat. But in this case, we already have B and cat, so we can't link C and cat, right? So that's why in this case, we should return false, but program works as like a true. So that's why next we found A and A linked to dog, and we have a dog. So that's why looks good. And we should return true in this case. But actually, this is a false case. So how can we avoid this problem? I think a simple solution should be we use two HashMap and create like dog and A, cat and B, something like that. So first HashMap is like A and dog, B and cat. So second HashMap should be dog is linked to A and cat linked to B, something like that. So in that case, when we reach C, so we can add C and cat to the first HashMap. Looks good. But when we check second HashMap, so cat is linked to B actually. So that's why we will find out like C cannot link to cat, right? So that's why we can return false properly. But what if we have condition like we can only use one HashMap? So in the case when we find A and dog combination, so we will have dog and A combination. So A and dog and A. And move next, we found B and cat. So we will have cat and B. And then move next, and we found C and cat. So C and cat and cat and C. But we have cat key, and cat is associated with B. So that's why, in this case, we will return false. Looks good. But again, there is a many case where this algorithm doesn't work. And let's look at this example. The pattern is ABC and S equal BCA. So let's create a HashMap. So we found A and B. So create a and B and B and A. And move next, we found B and C. And actually, we have B as a key. So B is linked to A, but this time B linked to C. So that's why we should return false. That's the wrong answer. Actually, this case is true case. But why this happen? That's because we have same character, both pattern and S. So we have B in pattern and we have B in S, right? We can't tell where this B is coming from. Maybe from P, maybe from S, but we can't tell, right? So how can we avoid this problem? I think a simple way is create a unique key with each character, each word, so that we can avoid, we can't tell where this B is coming from. So let's say in Python, we use tuple, so this is P, right? Pattern. So we will change key like P and A. And for this A, so this A is coming from S, right? So that's why S and A. So that we completely can tell, right? This A is coming from, and we can tell where this A is coming from, right? This A is coming from P, and this A is coming from S. So that's why we change like P and A, and this B is like S and B at first, and then move next, and we found B and C, right? And but this B is coming from P, so that's why I create a P and B, right? And P and B is unique key, right? So that's why P and B and C, and C should be S, and C should be B. And then move next, and we find C. This C is coming from P, so that's why I create a key like P and C, and the value should be A, and then this A is coming from S, so S and A, and then value should be C. And I think all keys are unique, right? SA, no SA, right? PC also unique, right? SC is also unique, and PB is also unique. SB is unique, and the PA is unique, right? So now we keep all combination. So that means all pairs are unique, right? So that's why we can return true in this case. Yeah, so that is a basic idea to solve this question. So let's jump into the code. Okay, let's write the code. First of all, create the words, and we can split S, and space. And this is a base case. If length of pattern is not equal length of words, so in that case, we can immediately return false. So this is a base case. If not the case, create a hash map, let's say scene, and then we iterate through pattern and S at the same time. So for P pattern and let's say word, so W, so we can use zip and pattern and words. And first of all, create a unique key. So let's say key P equal, so we use a tuple, and P and P. So let me copy this, and then this key should be key W and W. After that, if key P in scene and scene key P is not equal word, current word, in the case return false. And if key W in scene and scene key W is not equal P. In the case, return false. After that, so add current word and pattern to HashMap. So scene key P equal word and scene and key W should be pattern P. And then if we get out of this for loop, so that means that is a true case, right? So return true. Yeah, that's it. Let me submit it. Yeah, looks good. And the time complexity of this solution should be order of n, where n is the length of pattern or words. And the space complexity is, I think, O1. So pattern is consists of only lowercase English letter. I think at most we have like a 52 character or words in HashMap, right? So that's why that should be O1. Yeah, so that's all I have for you today. Please support me with actions such as comment and hitting like button. I'll see you in the next question.